If you just watched the harvesting of the ugly potato patch, you'll understand why I'm sweaty and a mess. Because it wasn't easy work digging up the potato patch. That's okay. Now I have this pile of compost and decomposed hay, and I just put it all up in a pile here, and I'm going to attempt to build a structure over it with rebar and string, and I'm going to plant some beans. Hold that up there. What I have is just a second piece of rebar. And the reason I'm using rebar is just because it's easy to use and I have it. And I have baling wire that came off of that bale of moldy hay there. And I'm just going to wrap it up. Wrap it up just like that, and I'll cut me another piece of baling wire. And I just took it off, like I said, off that bale of hay. I like to reuse whatever I can. It saves me money, saves putting stuff in the landfill. We're making a trellis loop.
What's trellis for?
We're going to try to grow some beans on it. Okay, there's the top bar, and we're going to run some twine down from that top bar and probably just tie it to another piece of rebar that lays on the ground. Well, I changed my mind. I was going to use twine or string, but I had this piece of fencing back there, so I'm just going to use the same baling wire here and tie it to tie this fencing up. It'll be a little more rigid, and it'll save me from having to use my string. I can use it for something else. And the cool thing about using fencing like this, when I'm done, if I don't want to keep it here, I can take it down and reuse it somewhere else. I'm just going to pull it. Can you push on that fencing loop? And there you have it. That's a trellis for some beans that I'm going to attempt to grow in the compost pile left over from the potato patch. Okay, I got my beans here. And these are beans that were saved from my neighbor's garden. He says they do really well. They are yard longs, and they potentially will way outgrow the top of my trellis, but I'm hoping I can just bend them over and train them back around the top of the trellis. So I'll probably just space out 5 or 6 beans here. And I know it's recommended to soak the beans before you plant them. But I got really moist, rich compost here, and I'm going to water it in real well. So I'm going to try it without soaking them. So I'm just going to level out the top of my compost here, right under the trellis. I'm going to drop a couple beans. Looks like I'm going to do 6. Okay, and I'm just going to push a little bit of compost back over the top of them. Then I'm going to water them in.